Hello, welcome, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time zone you are living in. Welcome. I am pleased to have you here on this tutorial with me today. And today we're going to talk about the end result. What is the end result that you are creating? What is the end result of what your goal is? What is the end result of where you want to get going? So what I like to do is I like to start at the end of what I'm going. So I like to start at the end of what I'm creating. So whatever my goal is, I like to start at the end. And why do I want to start at the end? Because I'm going to use this little, just a metaphor type thing to help you to understand this, make it more clear for not just myself, but for everyone out there, is if you look at let's say a cruise ship. If you look at a cruise ship, they're not just going to load everybody on there and just sit there in the harbor, right? And they're not going to know where to go. Unless they have a destination in mind, a destination of where they can set their GPS, a destination of where they're going to go, what route they're going to take, how long it's going to take, they're not going to know which way to go. Even if they happen to get out of the harbor, they're not going to know where to go unless they know what their end destination is. So I use that in what I'm doing and what I'm working on as what is my end destination. So depending on what you're working on, depending on what you're doing, you could have a physical job that you go to. You could have a home business, whatever it is. If you are working for another person, then they are going to know what your end result is going to be. They are going to give you direction on what it is you're doing. Like, for example, if you work in a department store, your boss is going to have a destination for you to unpack this product, stock the product, clean up the mess, take the trash to the compactor. That is a destination. Right? If you're working from home, if you are your own boss, you're going to have a destination. And what is your main goal? What is the main goal you have? And how have you broken that down into step goals? I like to call them step goals because, like for me and like you, we have our main goal, which is the goal that we want to have, which is the goal that we're living, the goal that we're working on. But then we have step goals that are getting us to that goal that we are having the end goal. But when you have an end result, you can look at the end result of where you want to go, what you want to do. And what I do with this when I'm doing that is, say for example, I have a goal that I'm going to hold a mastermind for X number of people. Well, I have to know what my end goal is. Well, my end goal is going to be X number of people on this day, at this time, in this location. So what's going to happen is, that is my end goal, and that's where I see myself being. That's where I see myself at, is my end goal. As the finish line, I'm there. This is what I have to do. Well, what's going to happen is, and what always happens is, everything's going to fall into place because I know where I know where I'm going. I've set my GPS, I've set my sights, I've set my radar on where I'm going. So when I know where my end goal is and what I'm going to accomplish, getting there is half the battle. Because when I know where I'm going and what I'm doing, then my end goal is going to open up the doors for different opportunities. What I need to have to fall into place for me to get to that goal are going to start showing up. I'm going to know that, okay, I have to book a venue. Right? Have to do that. Have to get advertising out. How am I going to promote this? Have to do that. So it's going to all start flowing and falling into place. So, but when you start, I'm going to put this in here real quick. Start from the end. Start from the end of your goal. You're going to be able to see, some people will say, and because I've done this broadcast prior to this, has said, well, I know where I want to go, but how do I get there? they can't see that things are going to fall into place. Start from the end, where you want to be. You want to be. Whoops. I'm having a spelling day, guys. Just bear with me. Okay. Because I found that through trial and error, when I know where I'm going, when I know what my end result is, it's much easier to visualize. You have to visualize it. Imagine. And I do this, like I said, I use the example of a mastermind where you get, 2 or more people. You can hold a big venue, a little venue. If you're having 50 people, 100 people, however many you're having or what you're doing, visualize how this is going to come out. Visualize the end result. Visualize what it's going to look like. Visualize how you feel. Put your emotions into it. So, say for example, I use that as a metaphor, but say for example you are building a team of people. You're building a team. So you're going to have the same thing. You want a team of, pick a number, say like you want a team of 500 people. That's just, you can have whatever you want. This is just an example. You want a team of 500 people. Well, you don't want just any team of 500 people. You want a team of active participants in a group. You want a team of people who are giving value to the marketplace. You want a team of people who are going to get benefit from what you're offering. You want a team of people who are going to take your tutorials, who are going to take your teaching, who are going to use the systems and strategies, who are going to profit and grow their business by being on your team. So when you do that, okay, that's your end result. You know you want that. So how are you going to get to that result? Well, you know where you want to go. So that's going to open the door. Open up your imagination. What can you see that team looking like? How do you see these people acting? How do you see them reacting? What do you see them saying? What do you see them expressing? You're going to see them most likely expressing, well, did you see that training she put out or he put out? Did you see that? That was so good. I learned so much. I did this. I made this much money. I made that much. Blah, blah, blah. That's going to give you an open door. So what do you need to do? You need to put out more content. Maybe you need to do some videos on different systems and strategies that you're using that are making you money that these people can also use on your team to make them money. See, that's what it's all about. If you use the systems and strategies, then you can promote the systems and strategies. So you're going to do that. You're going to put them out. You're going to put them out in maybe blog posts. You're going to put them out maybe on social media, but don't spam. Please don't spam. And maybe you're going to put them out in video marketing. You do video marketing. Video marketing is awesome. You should use that. But anything you do, you're going to find that it's all a step towards your end goal. Doesn't matter if you're working a brick and mortar place or if you're working online. It's all going to be the same concept of what is your end result, and there's going to be different things come your way. There's going to be different people that get in your path that you can utilize their knowledge, their expertise, partner with, join the team with. It's all going to be there for you when you're ready to accept and receive the steps and tips and tricks that are there. So, but always start at the end result of where you want to be. Start at the finish line, so to speak. And when you start at the finish line, you're going to find out that the getting there was the journey. How you get to the finish line is the journey that you're taking. And the journey is all part of you growing and expanding and the value that you give to the marketplace. Hold on just a second. Okay. The value that you're giving to the marketplace. The more value you give to the marketplace, the more people you're going to have look at you and your stuff and watch your videos and watch everything you're doing. So keep in mind, give value, give content, give data, give everything you can to the marketplace because you're giving it to people. There's then things that we only sell, and that's a given. We're not going to give everything away for free. If you give everything away for free, you're not going to make any money. There's different ways you can do that that will enlighten you and that will help you along the way. So, use systems and strategies that you're using to promote what you want to do and where you want to go. It all depends. Start at the end line, start at the finish line, and work backwards. Because then it's all going to flow into place, and the journey along the way will be so enlightening and so educational and so unfolding that you're going to find that, wow, I knew I was getting there. I knew I was going to make it. I just didn't know exactly how. But things are going to come out. They're going to come to you. Different systems will come. Different inspirations will come. Your imagination will take over and start growing and prospering you in every way, shape, and form. It's a given. It happens, and it happens to all of us. Whether we choose to see it and believe it or not is up to that person. So, I hope you have value in this tutorial because this one is chock full of gold nuggets. So please like and share on our YouTube channel and here on the FB. I cannot see who is here unless you leave a comment, so thank you for the comments. I appreciate that. And I wish you all the best. And I wish you all a super great day because you know what? Every day is the day we make it. And start at the finish line and work your way backwards. Okay? I'll chat with you guys later. Have a super great day. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.